Rise Beyond Fear is a powerful call to action, encouraging individuals to overcome the limitations and paralysis that fear often imposes. At its core, it emphasizes the importance of acknowledging fear without allowing it to dictate our choices or hinder our potential. By facing fears head-on and pushing through discomfort, we unlock opportunities for growth, resilience, and transformation. This mindset encourages embracing challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles, ultimately leading to a more fulfilled and courageous life. Fear has controlled humanity for generations. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loss, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. And for many people, fear quietly shapes almost every decision they make. It controls their confidence, their relationships, their dreams, their happiness. Some people spend their entire lives trapped within invisible walls built by fear, never realizing that the prison was never truly outside them. It was within the mind itself. But there comes a moment in life when a person grows tired of living small, tired of doubting themselves, tired of allowing fear to dictate the direction of their life. And in that moment, something powerful begins to awaken. The understanding that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. Because fear will always exist in some form, but fear was never meant to rule you. Fear is often nothing more than imagination focused in the wrong direction. The mind creates pictures of failure, rejection, embarrassment, pain, and uncertainty, then reacts emotionally as though those imagined events are already real. Neville Goddard taught that imagination creates experience. This means that the images you repeatedly hold within your mind begin shaping your emotional state and your perception of reality. If a person constantly imagines worst-case scenarios, fear grows stronger. But if they begin consciously imagining strength, success, peace, and possibility, the inner world slowly changes. And when the inner world changes, life begins changing too. Most fear is rooted in identification with limitation. People become attached to old stories about themselves. I'm not confident. I'm unlucky. I'm broken. I'll never change. But these are not permanent truths. They are conditioned beliefs repeated over time until they feel real. And once a belief becomes accepted by the subconscious mind, it begins influencing behavior automatically. This is why awareness is so important, because awareness breaks unconscious patterns. The moment you become conscious of fear instead of automatically obeying it, you begin reclaiming your power. Alan Watts once said that trying to eliminate all uncertainty from life creates suffering, because life itself is change. Nothing remains fixed forever. Yet the ego constantly seeks certainty and control. It wants guarantees before taking action. It wants reassurance before trusting life. But growth only happens when a person is willing to step beyond what feels safe and familiar. Every meaningful transformation requires entering the unknown. Fear often appears strongest right before expansion, right before growth, right before breakthrough. This is why so many people retreat the moment life challenges them to evolve. The old identity fights to survive. The comfort zone pulls them backward. But the comfort zone is not always a peaceful place. Often it is simply a familiar prison. Many people stay in unhealthy relationships because fear tells them they cannot survive alone. Many avoid pursuing dreams because fear tells them they will fail. Many silence their authentic voice because fear tells them they will be judged. Fear keeps people trapped in lives they have outgrown. But there is another voice within you, a deeper voice, calm, wise, quiet, the voice of your higher self. And that voice constantly calls you toward expansion, toward healing, toward growth, toward freedom. The journey of awakening requires learning how to listen to that deeper voice instead of the fearful voice of limitation. Joseph Murphy taught that the subconscious mind responds to emotion and repetition. This means that fear becomes stronger when it is constantly repeated mentally and emotionally. But courage can also be strengthened through repetition. Every time you choose action over avoidance, you weaken fear's control over your life. Every time you speak positively to yourself instead of destructively, you reshape the subconscious mind. Every time you trust yourself despite uncertainty, inner strength grows. Courage is built gradually, one decision at a time, one moment of awareness at a time, one step forward at a time. Many people believe confidence comes first, then action follows. But often the opposite is true. Action creates confidence. The more you face fear consciously, the more you realize that you are stronger than the mind has conditioned you to believe. Fear survives through avoidance, but awareness dissolves fear. Think about how many opportunities fear has stolen from people. Relationships they never pursued, dreams they never acted upon, truths they never spoke, lives they never fully lived. And one of the greatest tragedies in life is not failure. It is never discovering what might have been possible because fear prevented action. The inner kingdom teaches that true power is internal. It is not dominance over others. It is mastery over yourself, emotional mastery, mental mastery, spiritual awareness. Because a person who learns how to remain calm in uncertainty becomes incredibly powerful. Fear loses its grip over people who no longer depend entirely upon external conditions for inner stability. Peace becomes possible when your sense of self no longer collapses every time life becomes difficult. This does not mean you never feel fear again. It means fear no longer controls your identity. You observe it without becoming consumed by it. You breathe through it instead of surrendering to it. Meditation becomes powerful for this reason. Silence allows you to observe the mind without becoming trapped inside every thought. You begin realizing that thoughts come and go like clouds across the sky. But you are not the clouds. You are the awareness behind them, the observer, the consciousness, watching the experience unfold. And from that awareness comes freedom. The more conscious you become, the less reactive you become. Instead of instantly panicking, you pause. Instead of instantly assuming the worst, you observe. Instead of allowing fear to define reality, you reconnect with presence. This is where inner peace begins. Fear also weakens when gratitude strengthens. Gratitude shifts the mind away from lack and reconnects it with abundance. A fearful mind focuses constantly on what could go wrong. A grateful mind begins recognizing what is already beautiful and meaningful in the present moment. The warmth of sunlight, a deep breath, the sound of rain, the peace of silence. Life becomes richer when awareness deepens, and the more connected you become to the present moment, the less power fear has over you, because fear lives mostly in imagined futures. But peace exists in the now. Rising beyond fear also means releasing the need to be perfect. Many people are paralyzed not because they lack ability, but because they fear mistakes. They fear embarrassment. They fear criticism. But perfection is an illusion. Growth requires mistakes. Healing requires vulnerability. Transformation requires discomfort. No person evolves without struggle. Even darkness can become part of awakening. Some of the strongest people are not those who avoided suffering. They are the ones who walk through suffering and discover their strength within it. Every challenge can either break a person or awaken them more deeply. The difference often lies in awareness. Life will always contain uncertainty, but uncertainty is not your enemy. Sometimes uncertainty is the doorway to the next version of yourself. Sometimes the unknown is where freedom begins. So wherever you are right now, take a deep breath and remember this. Fear is not your true identity. Beneath every fear exists a deeper strength already within you. A strength that has carried you through every difficult chapter of your life so far. You are more resilient than you realize, more capable than you believe, more powerful than fear wants you to remember. The journey inward is not about becoming fearless. It is about becoming conscious enough that fear no longer rules your life. And perhaps true freedom begins the moment you stop asking fear for permission to live.